Hello everybody, this is TinBoy752, aka the player who never did a New Year's resolution in Love Live All-Stars. And I will be doing my card breakdown featuring the bright and cheery New Year set from the item exchange event, Woo! New Year Girls Party. The scouting banner is available until January 14 afternoon. I will start off with basic info, my thoughts on the cards, and then the verdict. Let's start off with bright and cheery New Year. Being a Smile Voltage card, her base stats will start off at 6,846 base appeal, 5,548 base stamina, 6,111 base technique with 18.33% critical rate. Her 5th limit stats will end up at 12,264 base appeal, 9,944 base stamina, and 10,938 base technique with 32.81% critical rate. Skill is voltage gain, gaining voltage by 25 to 37% of her appeal at 33% chance. Her passive ability is Appeal Plus for Smile cards, increasing base appeal by 4 to 5.2%, and her active ability is Appeal Buffer for all cards, increasing base appeal by 5% on appeal chance success at 33% chance. One has been thinking, does this skill set look like Resplendent New Year Rico? If your answer is yes, then you are correct. Is a slight upgrade to the Resplendent New Year Rico, who is also 2nd year and Smile Voltage card. Both have the same skill and passive ability, both are voltage gainer, good to get more voltage from the cap, both can buff the appeal of all Smile cards. Rico has a small active ability as it is guaranteed, but gets a big active ability thanks to her AC success condition. Shall you encounter a song with many appeal chances, Argato gets better in a different way. We've seen this active ability from Party Setsuna and Thanksgiving Mia, but because she is a regular UR, she gets the lower 30% chance but beneficial for all. The rate is similar to Party Setsuna, but the condition to trigger is lower, so she loses out against Thanksgiving Mia. If you want to clear Smile songs with a very high voltage gold like Yume ga Koko Kara Hajimaru yo or First Love Again, I think she is very useful if you want to get a slight edge for scoring. For expert songs, you can use her as frontline in any Smile song, except Yume no Ippo Expert. I guess Aimu didn't want her to hear her buns.
Not the buns!
This is what she looks like in costume preview, and because I'm recording in a different day, I decided to look up through the other 3 costumes, and I can confirm the entire UR set is almost similar to each other, but in terms of how the clothing design is designed, well, I has the unique design of the 3 because not only has the pattern of flowers in purple hue, well, I think resemblance to Kanada's image color, but because she has the shoulderless design. But I do like the detachable sleeves, which makes it a charming point for as well as her hair decorations, which is pretty good, and alongside a hidden dango and on the right side of her hair, so pretty good costume that stands out against Nico and Emma.
Smile partner for the new year is bright and cheery New Year Nico. Being a cool SP card, her base stats will start off at 7,141 base appeal, 4,316 base stamina, 7,326 base technique with 36.97% critical rate. Her 5th limit stats will end up at 12,790 base appeal, 7,740 base stamina, 13,126 base technique with 54.37% critical rate. Nico's skill is SP Gauge Gain Buffer, increasing SP Gauge fill rate by 5.4 to 6.6%, affecting her strategy for 10 notes at 33% chance. Her passive ability is Appeal Plus for her strategy, increasing base appeal by 5 to 7%, and her active ability is SP Voltage Buffer, gaining SP voltage by 7.5% of her appeal for the next SP burst on appeal chance success. Nico is going for the SP Gauge Gain Buffer role. Her stats work well for a critical scorer, hence the high critical potential. Unlike last year's Resplendent New Year Hanayo, who focuses on voltage mana and has the same passives as this Nico, her skill should be able to whisk out long SPACs that demand it regardless of attribute, but must be in her strategy. SP Voltage Buffer active ability leaves more to be desired as her SP Voltage gain comes from her appeal stat instead of technique. If you are putting Appeal Plus insights on her, this would increase her SP Voltage gain. While it is feasible in Sweet Eyes and Music Start Expert, this will not do well in Manitoba Challenge because of a field chance success is needed on very high SP voltage requirements.
This is what she looks like in costume preview. Nico's design this time goes around the energetic red. Now, I wouldn't say energetic red is the color that I can interpret that of, but at least it almost matches her hair, her eye color. Her flowers, she has two sides this time, one on the right, one on the left, one on the right, with alongside a hidden dongle on her hair. I guess this is gonna be a lot of puns right now, but nah. For Nico, I think the shoulderless design, almost the same as I, but instead she has the additional collar on her clavicle. Now, the ribbon as well as the detachable sleeves, I'd say it's a pretty beautiful design. Just stands out for a bright and cheery Nico, even if I has the majestic colors, while Emma has a refreshing look on the UR set.
The scouting S-star for this banner is Water Blue Ruby. Being an elegant guard card, her base stats will start off at 3,456 base appeal, 4,890 base stamina, 3,580 base technique with 10.74% critical rate. Her 5th limit stats will end up at 5,885 base appeal, 8,320 base stamina, 6,089 base technique with 18.26% critical rate. Ruby's skill is healing, restoring stamina by 20 to 32% of her stamina. Her passive ability is Stamina Plus for all cards, increasing base stamina by 1 to 2.2%, and her active ability is Shielding, gaining shield by 20% of her stamina. Once stamina hits below 50% and only works once per live show. I would think that Ruby could have been a better healer in terms of how her stats are distributed, but sadly, it is another guard type card that focuses on technique over appeal despite no critical potential. I can note that this active ability is useful for elegant songs like No Brand Girls, Ketsui no Ikari, Queendom, and Mijuko Dreamer. It gains shields as soon as stamina reaches halfway to live show failed. I do not know if this will work on Mijuko Dreamer, but it should add shield after accounting stamina damage plus spears. It is also a support card for the SR lineup. Otherwise, this would have been a costume collection.
This is what she looks like in costume preview, and oh my, it's after a season long and an extra event, Ruby has officially completed the Water Blue New World SRC. Now, this variant comes from Chica and Diaz, so to opt in to distinguish herself from the other two, she decided to opt in for blue hair decorations for her twin tails. I mean, she is pretty cute. You wouldn't resist getting her SR costume anyway, right?
The event UR for this banner is Bright and Cheery New Year Emma. Being a cool guard card, her base stats will start off at 3,838 base appeal, 6,614 base stamina, 4,924 base technique with 14.77% critical rate. Her 5th limit stats will end up at 6,684 base appeal, 11,841 base stamina, 8,812 base technique with 26.43% critical rate. Emma's skill is Healing, restores stamina by 70 to 29% of her stamina at 33% chance. Her passive ability is Stamina Plus for all cards by increasing base stamina by 3 to 4.2%. Her active ability is Skill Activation Rate Buffer, increasing skill activation rate by 6%, affecting all cards for 5 notes on appeal chance start. I will cut to the chase on this event UR because she is the exact copy of Resplendent New Year Kanata, who has the same skill set but with a different attribute. I do not know how you can defend this, but I could replace this girl from the Alps over this sleepyhead. Sorry, Kanata. The only difference that you are getting from this Emma's heal skill is a 3% decrease at base level to 1% increase at max level, below average stamina buffer for all cards, event UR standard, and skill activation rate buffer remains the same as both activate at appeal chance start and effective for 5 notes, which you can spend up for the whole strategy unless you have a skill type switch bonus. If you are an Emma Oshi, you can run this as your dedicated healer, since it has been over 5 URs since her last defensive card, which was her Red Riding Hood card.
This is what she looks like in costume preview, and amongst the two of the three SUR sets that we checked in, Emma has now given herself the long sleeve option, I guess shoulder cover with Furisode. From her color this time, she goes for the luscious green and the gradient all the way down to I guess pink to red hues. Distinguishable enough is that she didn't even opt in for a dongle, this time with braided dongles on the left side. And another one is her hair decoration on the right. So she is a mirror of Nico. And then she opted in the alternate hairstyle option for her dongle. Ribbons, flower patterns, they're mostly the same, but I do think they use different colors for the other two. I would stand out Emma as the refreshing nature of the three costumes in this set.
The first event S-Star for this banner is Mugyuto Hanayo. Being a cool voltage card, her base stats will start off at 4,146 base appeal, 2,531 base stamina, 3,437 base technique with 10.31% critical rate. Her fifth limit stats will end up at 7,065 base appeal, 4,308 base stamina, 5,858 base technique with 17.57% critical rate. Hanayo's skill is a field buffer, increasing effective appeal by 5 to 7%, affecting voltage cards for 5 nodes. Her passive ability is Appeal Plus for voltage cards, increasing base appeal by 3 to 4.2%. Her active ability is Voltage Gain Buffer, increasing voltage gain by 1%, affecting voltage cards at the start of a live show. Effective appeal nowadays should be something to look out for effectively for skill. Hanayo can boost a small 1% of voltage gain and base appeal for voltage cards. While her stats are okay, she is a voltage scorer, so she has low critical potential. Costume collection.
This is what she looks like in costume preview. Now, Mugyuto Hanayo, to finish off the collection, she has a few distinguishing features, but not much from other costumes that I've seen. She does have yellow bows on two sides and another one for her neck color. The hair braid is pretty good. Can't say it's very extraordinary out of recreating the original design to All Stars design or even the arcade game, but I do think Hanayo is more than likely to welcome your collection.
The second event S-Star for this banner is Setsuna. Being an elegant skill card, her base stats will start off at 3,344 base appeal, 2,635 base stamina, 4,146 base technique with 27.43% critical rate. Her fifth limit stats will end up as 5,687 base appeal, 4,480 base stamina, 7,065 base technique with 36.19% critical rate. Setsuna's skill is a skill activation rate buffer, increasing skill activation rate by 2.7 to 3.5%, affecting elegant cards for 5 nodes. Her passive ability is Technique Plus for elegant cards, increasing base technique by 2 to 3.2%. Her active ability is Critical Power Buffer, increasing voltage gain from critical nodes by 3%, affecting all cards on live show start at 30% chance. Setsuna is up for critical score rolls, so she gets the critical potential. For an S-Star to use a skill activation rate buffer, this benefits other cards of the same attribute at low range. I do not think critical power will make a big difference unless you are very lucky to get her active ability to work. Her passive should be subtle for elegant critical scores, but that is it. Costume collection.
This is what she looks like in costume preview. Setsuna this time goes for the ponytail variant of the 12 Idol Love the Life We Live set. Now, I guess the usual distinguished patterns from common designs are her red, her scarlet red color, you can see from the ribbon and the metal. What she opted this time for her hairstyle is a single ponytail hair, which I find it very good, consisting that we already have I guess 2 Nijigasaki idols opting in for the ponytail hair route. I do think this Setsuna card is pretty good, despite doing a bit worse in her SR skill set, but a pretty good collection card, I guess.
As I pulled a virtual Omikuji on visiting a virtual shrine, the fortune slip gave me good fortune. While the URs or SRs are decent, I wouldn't say they are must-haves. This is a power-craft version of the Resplendent New Year set from last year. I is the winner against Nico if you haven't got Resplendent New Year Rico. Otherwise, she can stack up with other smile scorers. It's right over there amongst the 2-year collection. Nico loses out, but she is a critical scorer. Her purpose is to hit critical notes hard, but her skill set is the mediocre support for SP fillers. Emma unfortunately put herself in the weak defensive card, a far cry from her Riding Hood card set, given that she is a copy-paste version of Resplendent New Year Kanata. For the S-Stars, Ruby is good for elegant songs with stamina damage notes. Hanayo barely makes a large difference for an SR card. She can help out voltage cards with an effective appeal debuff. Setsuna is a small health and critical power buffer for all costume collection card. I'm glad the SR sets from the last season are complete, and now we wait for another K-Lab moment to announce the new SR sets before handing it over to Bushiroad and Minet Games. Also, did they announce a new Festival 3 banner through a phone notification? That's all for this video. If you like what you hear, give it a like and comment, subscribe to my channel, and ring the bell for notifications. I'm streaming games 3 to 4 times a week on YouTube at 21PHT. Links to my socials are in the video description below, and I will see you next time. Goodbye! See you soon!